Hey everybody, and welcome back. So I continued on with the Sailor Moon fan art and did Sailor Venus this go around. I started off with the sketch in Procreate. I've been using it to start off my sketches lately, just because it's easier to sketch and it feels more loose and not as so focused on getting a finished piece, but I feel like I can play around more without having like this pressure, because when I sit at my desktop, there's already this mindset that I gotta get to work, I gotta get it done. And with the Procreate, I can just be on my iPad, be on the couch, and relax. So I did the sketch show there, and then I just exported it as a JPEG, pulled it up into here, and then got started on it in Clip Studio. And then with Clip Studio, I've been trying to try out more brushes, just widen my little bubble, basically. Because, when you leave your comfort zone, you experience new things, as you know. Anyways, so for her, I decided to try out the Indian inks. And I used a couple for the line art. Well, yeah, I used one for the line art and I kind of duplicated it and made them both different, because sometimes you want to point it at both ends. And I really do love my Wacom, because half the time I don't really have to worry about if I have that setting on it where it makes the ends pointed or not. But sometimes you're just trying so hard to focus on getting the line right that it's hard to get those pointed in. So sometimes I just like to have it off to the side just in case if I need it. Not really as a main brush I use a lot, just because it can be really hard trying to use all those different brushes and focus on how you want it to look in the end. So anywho, and then it took me like forever to figure out what kind of dress she was gonna wear, and then I was like, why not just give her shorts and top? And then it took me forever to figure out a purse for her, because I kind of gave Sailor Mercury a really cute like sailor bag, matched with her bow and everything, like on her sailor uniform. And then I was like, well, I want to do something kind of like that for her. So took me forever to figure out. Finally just went with like a rounded version of it with actual like the bow ends coming out. And then I was kind of trying to figure out for the life of me the entire time I was doing this, and didn't figure out till the very end why it was so pixelated and rough. And then I realized that when I just exported it as a JPEG and then opened it in Clip Studio, that, oh yeah, I might need to check the resolution on it. And it was only like 100 and something DPI, and I was like, nope, you need at least 600. Always at least 600. Oh god. But anyways, because you gotta be careful with the higher the resolution you have to make sure your computer can back that up, because you're gonna have a higher resolution, then you need a more powerful computer to handle that. Anyways, so I didn't figure that till the very end, but I love that Clip Studio just automatically adjusts it, and then I just had to fix a few things here and there, and I was like, nope, not gonna do this all over again, because I already spent a few days, like an hour at a time here and there, because staring at the same screen for a couple hours, you can be kind of like, I'm done. So this took a while. It took me a while to get the background, because the background, you'll see I'll play with it in and out, trying to figure out just what kind of background to give her. And it can be difficult trying to figure out a background, because you're trying to consider where are they, or if you want them in a place, or if you just want a fun background, like it's just cute colors, and then does it complement, does it go with the scene, is it something they're interested in? Yeah, and it takes me always like forever. Like now I'm starting to play with all the colors, get the line art done, which always takes forever, and then I'm trying to figure out what colors of hers go well together, because I didn't find a picture of her and then just pick up the colors. I wanted to try to play with the colors myself, knowing this kind of color goes here, this kind of color goes there, and then play around with them a little bit, just because I need to work more on playing around with the color wheel. And then I initially thought I'll give her a cream top instead of just plain white, but I made her skin too pale for the cream top to work, so I ended up just giving her a white top later on, which wasn't so bad. And I don't know about you guys, but I kept thinking, like, are her feet too big or are they not? I knew they were fine because I did like the proportions and everything, and I had a figure study, and I actually made the feet smaller than the reference because I was like, they look too big when I draw it. But anyways, you have to also be careful with like references that they're not photoshopped, because then you're not going to get an accurate model to use as a reference, and that's a struggle, which is why it's always fun just to find somebody you enjoy drawing, or just take pictures of yourself, whichever one works. And for the background, I kept going like back and forth with it because I was like, it's too much orange, it's too much yellow. I was trying to work with these colors and trying not to them just be these colors, and it's always a struggle, but I am happy that I'm trying these new brushes on Clip Studio. Granted, I need to keep an eye on the resolution for future reference when I'm starting in one program and exporting into another. And I had a hard time picking out which brushes to use, but not too hard, just testing them. Did I like it? Did I not? Yes, no, and then go from there. Nothing too complicated. And then I try to give her some cute like references back to her like original costume, or things that are, go along with Sailor Venus when you think of her. So I was able to incorporate a lot of the orange from her Sailor uniform. And later I realized, oh wait, the bow on her purse isn't the same color as the bow on her Sailor uniform. Her Sailor uniform has a blue bow and an orange sailor suit. So that was just a simple going into tone correction and adjusting the hue, no biggie. And then for her glasses, made them hearts because she's a sailor of love. And then I put her little signal, a little sigil or symbol on her bracelet, and then put her heart earrings that she actually wears in the show. And then I gave her the little choker that she wears, and her red bow, which is probably what threw me off on the bow on her purse. I was like, oh, she's wearing a red bow, so that means a chest bow. Even though I grew up watching the show, bought all the manga, I can't remember colors of her bow. But I really do love Sailor Moon, and I'm excited to be drawing all of the Sailor Scouts and trying to figure out fun outfits for them to wear that mimic their sailor uniforms and bits and pieces about who they are. Later on, when I'm playing with the background, I'm trying to figure out if I should give her hearts in the background, or should I just pick a cute little pattern because she's fun and out there. And it's funny because I sketch in my sketchbook with Artemis being at her feet, and then when I start sketching on Procreate, I forget about him, and then I'm like, oh well, I'm forgetting Artemis. They're like BFFs. And so to combat that, I'm like, well then why don't I just put Artemis in the background? Because as you see, I had some squares, wasn't loving it, got rid of them, and then now I'm looking for different cats in the background, and or like hearts or gradients, you know, something that works for her. And I was like, I find some black cats, but I want just white cats, you know? And I try playing around with it, what I have downloaded, because it's, you know, it's really great about Clip Studio is you can download assets. You know, people upload them, they create them, and make it really easy for you to do your own. But none of them were really working for me. So I'm like, okay, trash that, come back to it. And I finish up Sailor V first. I kind of like how Sailor Venus came first, and then Sailor Moon came along after everyone was like, oh, we love Sailor V, you know? So then they were like, okay, well then what else do you got? And they expanded onto the lore, they expanded the team, and I thought it was beautiful. For the sunglasses though, I was trying to get this gradient that I have that's supposed to look like light on a mirror or a window, and it wasn't really working, so I just tried to make my own by gradually making the brush smaller and making the color closer and closer to white as I'm finishing up the little things on Sailor V so that she's good to go, and I can just finish up on the background. There's me changing the bow color, simple, easy little hue correction, and I get that nice dark blue, and then her eyes are blue, so I just put a little blue from the purse into her eyes. And so because I couldn't find anything I like I'm even going through my brushes after I've already gone through all the background, I was like, I'll just draw my own, and I can't draw a circle at all, or symmetrically at all, so I pull out the little sphere ruler and then the little symmetry ruler, and I play around with Artemis's face, and I kind of just go with a little simple cute little kitty, and I make my own background. I, you know, shift them around, try to get them nice and even, and make a cute little pattern that I can work with. I've had to do this before for my Marionette Mari fan art where she's in a Chat Noir top and shorts. And anyways, so I play around with that a little bit, trying to get the line art how I want it, like, because I try not to go with just black line art. Also try to remember not just to go with black line art either. But yeah, I hope you guys love it, and see you soon. Bye!